everyone, I'm Leslie Cornwell, certified nurse midwife that started Midwifery Business Consultation back in 2017. I wanted to put together a video that really showed our resources. People have been asking for what are our consultants, who are our courses, what are our resources, what are actually in these products in the shops, like sample policies, sample look at the business plan. So I felt like it would be great to really dive into a real-time screenshot and me actually talking about the different parts of our resources, services, so that midwives have a better sense and birth advocates what we have available. So this is the Midwifery Business Consultation actual website, midwiferybusinessconsultation.com. It was created to help midwives with whatever capacity of business support, whether it's professional development, it's getting a job that they want at another practice, opening their first practice, improving their private practice, not just traditional home birth center, women's health clinics, but niche midwife practices. I love supporting midwifing the midwife businesses. There's so many needs out there to fill, but a lot of midwives, just like myself for many years, don't have the business education and resources to be successful. So we put together business education, business one-on-one support, customized proposal packages to meet anyone's needs to really give them a strong foundation to their dream of what they want to accomplish. So we go into the mission and the resources. We have a YouTube channel, we have a Facebook, we have a podcast, we have this video about what exactly is midwifery business consultation. Our YouTube channel goes into interviews, tools, tips, resources. If you want a lot of free business education, go to our blog post, go to our videos, go to recommended sites and resources we have available. Our consulting team has really grown. It was myself for 3 years, then Deidre DeGrotto had joined a year and a half ago. Now we have 7 consultants that we've expanded greatly because of the needs and requests across the country and the world. So my specialty as the consultant, the lead consultant, is high-level business strategies, tax, legal, risk reduction, really things that midwives don't think about and have a huge impact on the success of their practice with burnout and finances and sustainability and legacy creation for their practice and for their family. So I do a lot with business education for midwives, but I can also help with any aspect of midwifery support that people are looking for. We have support for birth centers, we have support for home birth practices, women's health clinics, nonprofits, for-profits, financial planning, international midwifery. I help with large-scale birth centers, and then Anita Hernandez helps with the smaller scale birth centers. You can set up a discovery call with either one of us. This is me, and then this is Anita. She has an amazing birth center in Texas and has been a consulting client of mine for years, so she's a product of the product. Definitely read about her bio, and if you want some support with opening, improving, considering a birth center, we know really well the state regulations for midwives and birth centers, the CABC accreditation process, the funding, what you need to have really set up for a successful birth center. I like to help a lot with real estate investing and getting really good deals on buildings for birth centers and clinics and practices. Our home birth practice consulting team, I can help with home birth practices, but Deidre is by far, that's her specialty. She's been a large scale home birth director practice in Kansas for a very long time. And so that's her niche and her specialty. I can help, but definitely if you want the best of the best, Deidre is it. And then for women's health clinics, we're getting a massive influx of nurse practitioners and CNMs that want to leave the hospital world and start their own private practices. And women's health clinics are a great one if you don't want to be on call. So yeah, I've been doing it myself solo, and then Kristen joined our team. She's a product of the product as well. She has had her own women's health clinic in Maine, and she's an amazing consultant that's joined our team. So we can both help, and you can set up a meeting with us and learn about our bio and our background. But yeah, we can help with services and creative ancillary structures. There's so many amazing things that business owners don't even think about with women's health clinics, not just their own traditional women's health services, but their certifications. There's extra things you can do. We've just started branching into more nonprofits and grants and foundational work. I've helped a little bit over the year, but by far Shantae Hawkins would be the best of the best. She's been doing that for years and years. She has an extensive background with strategic planning, operations, This lady is phenomenal. If you want the best of the best with business operations, nonprofits, grants, foundational work, that would be Shantae. I worked for a little while for financial planning with Northwestern Mutual as an advisor, but it was really hard. I wanted to run my own private practice versus work for big corporate America with financial planning for midwives. Mandy Froelich is an amazing holistic financial planner. She was a Reiki instructor, she's a nutritionist, she has an extensive backdrop in alternative therapies and then went to school and has her own independent financial planning practice. She does a lot with chiropractors and alternative therapy practitioners, and we're expanding her more into the midwife world. She just had her first baby recently at the only birth center in South Dakota, and we have very similar passions with everybody on the team of expanding access to midwifery and helping midwives to get a good business foundation to whatever direction they have in life going on. So Mandy and I are just a dynamite team. If you want some help with financial planning, insurances, retirement, disability, there's some really, really cool business strategies out there for small business owners versus W-2 employees that we could teach and get people implemented into their business plan. International midwifery, I had a plan of expanding this more in a few years, but when I met up with Sandra Multiva, that's from Argentina but now lives in Ottawa, Canada, she has some awesome dreams. And so we're replicating the MBC model and resources and tools to what Canada needs with their midwives and their business structure and system. So very exciting things to come. If you want help with international support, we're definitely open to helping the best we can and replicating our tools and templates we've created for the United States to whatever country you're in and whatever challenges you have. So definitely a lot of amazing consultants on our team. I've just been beyond excited to find these great ladies and their extensive background and expertise. We have a lot of online courses. They're all lifetime access. There's the traditional business course that I think every single midwife should take. If you had to ask me which course I feel like everybody should participate and take, it would be this one. It's just very key business planning, implementation, structures, business entity types, taxes, legal, risk reduction, hiring staff, setting up things, market analysis, everything that a successful business in general should know about. We also have courses with birth centers. We work closely with Birth Center Academy and do a lot of really cool stuff that's in addition to what AEBC and CABC put out. Birth centers are by far our most popular because there's the most planning involved and there's the most risk and overhead, and you need funding versus a home birth practice. You can start smaller and simpler. And we even help, like even if you're starting on a $20,000-$30,000 budget, we can show midwives how to get some funding, get some 0% startup business credit lines, different things you can do to just pay off pretty quickly to get your supplies and get an extra person on your team that you may too many times midwives use their own hard earned cash and do small and simple. And I really love to challenge midwives to think like a business owner from day one. Think about how to make systems and leverage the experts around you. So we definitely, it doesn't matter what type of practice you're starting, there's so much value that these courses, our resources, our tools have for each and every one of you. So definitely some exciting things out there. We also have some great courses for hiring staff, for marketing, for regulations, for budgets, finances, fee schedules, quality, burnout prevention, insurance, credentialing, payments, those kind of things. There's so much out there. Tons and tons of free resources. If you're not quite ready to sign up for consulting work or need some packages put together, definitely dive and utilize all these things because it'll take your consulting time to the next level. Our shop has so many, we just updated it recently. There is so many tools. We want to help fill in the gaps of what midwives do over and over again. People can do it themselves, and that's just the hard way. Versus if you're opening a birth center, you want an open model birth center, we have stuff so you can credential midwives to do their own professional care, but then they have privileges just like at a hospital would have a credentialing process. We do the same thing. There's educational handouts, there's practice consents and agreements. We have sample floor plans if you want to give architects to design your area and help accelerate maybe the cost and the planning process. We have sample business plans that include turnkey templates, projections, sample community analysis. If if you're trying to get funding to open your business, I would strongly recommend these because it's going to do 95% of your work for you. You just have to customize it to your local area. It's like a 45, 50 page business plan. They're not little tiny things. You're getting extensive, all the things that you need to have on a business plan. And then hiring staff, we have a lot of human resources toolkits, a lot of required documents you have to use, contracts, certain people, training, tools, benefits, step-by-step resources to get each of these people on your team. We have a lot with policies and procedures, the administration, clinical, a combination. This one is our most comprehensive package, and don't let the numbers scare you. It includes everything, every single thing you could possibly think of for hiring, for resources, for clinicals, policies, HR, the birth center privilege, the credentialing, all your staff training. Like, this is a bundled package of everything for each of those categories. So this is high, high value. I'll actually share with everyone. This is the other thing we show our consulting clients. If someone is looking at a proposal, when you choose our human resources toolkit, this is what it all includes. You get all the hiring paperwork, you get the staff benefits, you get evaluations, you get training manuals, get orientation packets, sample contracts for every single one of these job positions. So it's 67 documents, and these are all the things. They're turnkey Word documents you customize to your own area. So definitely clear expectations of job descriptions, all the required hiring paperwork you have to have. If you're getting the administration policies, the 94 policies we have, this is what it all includes. You get them turnkey as soon as you pay. They're yours. You can do what you want with them. So we have for staff training, disasters, HIPAA, emergencies, in new intake process, paperwork, code of ethics, quality, staff expectations, things we don't even think about, but we need to have in place with attendance and vacations and how you want them to dress. And wrongful termination is a big one that some midwives get in trouble with. And so you want to have clear expectations. How are you disciplining people? How are you evaluating them? How are you keeping to standards of compliance? Because if people come to you, especially midwives, we're the minority. If someone complains about our practice, you need to have really strong operations and protocols in place that you can defend the high quality that you're doing. So we have in the administration, financial, all these things. Our clinical policies, this is a very comprehensive package. It goes into, there's 209 total policies. This is one of our most popular ones that midwives will purchase because you have every possible clinical policy and procedure you could think of. And if you're missing something, email me and I will add it to the list and I will get it to you. So we really want to fill in the gaps of what midwives are needing for policies and protocols and risk reduction. It's not just the traditional midwife things, the emergencies. You want to have a policy for everything, and we break it up into categories: pregnancy, birth, postpartum, GYN services, primary care. You get folders that have all of these into those nice categories for you. So it's easy to reference, it's easy to customize. You literally have a Word document that has highlighted practice name, and you need to implement it and confirm for your state this is part of your scope of practice. So we've really tried to turnkey give midwives every policy, procedure, thing that they're going to need to take care of every aspect of midwifery scope of practice. So this is by far my favorite and most popular. Our consultants love to get this out to their clients that they're serving because it just saves you so much time. I mean, each one of these policies was reviewed by a dozen midwives. It's the highest caliber possible, and each one took on average 3 hours to make. So if you think about the time of 200 policies in 3 hours, it's a no-brainer, the value here. This one is great for birth centers. We can sell it separately. It's included with all the birth center administration policies, a lot of the credentialing paperwork, facility paperwork, things you need for the CABC accreditation process. Client consents and agreements, there's 29 of them. We go into financial agreements, administration, maternity care, new patient, newborns, general GYN procedures. These are all those consents and agreements. These with a lawyer can get really, really pricey fast. So I mean, one agreement to have reviewed in an hour by a lawyer to tell you it's legit and great is already $300. So these deals that we put together are to serve and give affordable, high quality to the midwives. Educational handouts, we have two categories. We have women's health clinics, we have birth centers, and these are all the things you would get turnkey Word documents you can customize, got pictures, it's pretty, it's midwifery angle. It's not medical if they looked up on Google. It's specifically to what midwives would educate and advocate to their clients. So definitely a lot of amazing tools and templates, and you can just pick and choose because you're buying it as a bundled high value. I mean, you're getting 60 educational handouts for 600 bucks. Like, it's just a no-brainer of getting all of them and then picking and choosing which ones you want to use. And then if for the women's health clinic, we put a lot of the primary care GYN aspect, educational resources, contraception, pelvic pain, abnormal bleeding, different things like that. So there's a lot of amazing tools that we have available for midwives, and I can't stress to you enough the caliber of business education and resources that we've put together is the best of the best. The team, the tools, the templates, the support, and we can customize everything. Each person's needs and demands are going to be different, and we put in stages. Some people need a low budget initially, and then as they get their funding and as they grow their team and their profits come in, part of business consulting is to leverage the experts and not spend a bunch of time searching for an accountant, a lawyer, a financial planner, a bookkeeper. When we've done all that research for you, it's not just about helping and supporting to customize your business plan, but it's also connecting you with the best of the best that are in the midwifery world that intimately understand us versus you have to do all the interviewing, you have to do all the mistakes of trial and error. We can accelerate your success with all the knowledge and tools and guidance that we put together for you. So I honestly can't stress that every midwife should have a business consultant on their team in some capacity to pick their brain, to help them with planning, to have an objective look at wherever you're at, whether you're planning, you've been running your practice for a long time. Business consulting, business support resources are vital for the sustainability of midwifery.